Hello everyone, here is the Clever Idiot and this is the 8th tutorial on C programming. In this tutorial we are going to know about how this program actually runs behind the scene. Okay, so when we run it by clicking this small green button, the compiler starts reading from the top. That is, it reads the standard input output header file and the compiler understand the function of printf and scanf. Then the compiler finds the function main because the compiler always starts compiling from the main function. Suppose I have another function like another and I have some codes here. Okay, so the compiler will not compile these codes. Why? Because the compiler first needs the main function. So this is the work of main function and the compiler knows about it, that it needs the main function first. Now the compiler comes to this bit of codes. Now what will happen to this bit of codes when the compiler will read this? Let's understand by memory blocks. Okay, first write these codes here and just expand it. Yeah, so this is the code which we have to understand how it is actually working. So I need 3 memory blocks. Okay, the first one, the second one and the third one. Okay, so I have to give memory address to this, which is random actually, so don't bother about that. 3206, then 4808, then 5688, suppose. Okay, now the compiler comes to first line, that is integer x, y and sum. So the compiler will take 3 memory blocks and assign the name of that memory blocks with the variable x, y and sum. Like suppose the compiler take this memory block, that is 3206, and makes its name as x, same as for this memory block which is y, and this memory block as sum. Okay, now it comes to the second line, that is printf. So the compiler will print something. What it print? Enter the first number. So it does not require any memory block. Okay, it just simply print enter the first number on the screen. And the compiler comes to the third line and it will scan the function, that is it will scan the input from the user. So what type of input the compiler will take? The integer input. And where it will get stored? It will get stored in the address of x. Okay, so the address of x is 3206, though suppose the value given by the user is 15. So it gets stored in the memory address 3206, which is the memory address of x. Okay, now it will go to the fourth line, that is enter the second number. So it also don't require any memory block. So it will simply print the line, that is enter the second number on the screen. And then come to the fifth line. Again the compiler will scan a number which is an integer type, that is %d, and it will get stored in the address of y, and the address of y is 4808. So it will get stored in the memory block which has an address of 4808, that is the address of y. Suppose the number is 63. Okay, now what is happening in this line? That is summation x equals to y, x plus y. So always the arithmetic expression treats from or calculates from right to left. Okay, so what will happen here? The compiler will take the value of x. Why? Because if you remember the printf function, that is printf %d comma x. So what this line will go to do? This line will simply print the value of x, isn't it? Means simply if you write x, it means you are actually directing the compiler to take the value of x, isn't it? Same here, if you write x, it means the compiler will take the value of x, and so the compiler will go to the memory blocks and will find the memory block which has the name x. So the compiler will see that this memory block has the name x, so it will take the value 15. Okay, so this line will be like, I am writing here, this line will be like sum equals to 15, and then there is a plus sign, isn't it? So give a plus sign, and then the compiler will take the value of y, and the memory block which has a name y has a value 63, so it is 63, and there is a semicolon. So actually 78 gets stored in the variable name sum. Now in the variable name sum, so it gets stored in the sum. So the compiler will find a memory block which has a name same as sum. So this is the memory block which has a name sum. So the value 78 get stored here. Okay. Now what will happen in the next line? The next line says that the summation is, till the summation is, there is no need of any memory block. So the compiler will simply print the summation is on the screen. Then the compiler will print some integer value after the is. Okay, and what integer value? The integer value of the variable sum, same as this printf. Okay, that is %d, that is an integer value of the variable x. Here is also same, that is %d of the variable name sum. So the compiler will go to the memory block and finds the memory block which has the name sum, and it will take the value that is 78 of that, and it will print after the is. So the result will be the summation is 78. So let's run it again by giving an input 15 and 63, and it should print the summation is 78. Okay, just run it. Enter the first number 15, then 63, and see the summation is 78. So this is all about this code, and we will later discuss more on printf and scanf when it is required. So don't worry about that. If you like this video, press the like button. If you have any doubts, just comment below. Share with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and of course be a clever idiot. Thank you.